Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Yep. Don't be surprised.
This season, we've all witnessed it. Fans throughout yelled at their screens, "Wait, how is that not a foul?" in response to the strange calling, missed fouls, and plays. There are times when even analysts stop talking because the events that have just transpired don't make sense. As it happens, there may be a cause rather than merely a chance human error. Because what is currently being revealed has the potential to completely upend the WNBA spaces. There have apparently been several referees who testified under oath. And WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is the name at the focus of their remarks.
WNBA referees, man, there has been a lot of conversations this past season in regards to the commissioner, the referees, and the injuries.
It's not a rumor. It's not clickbait. This tale appears to be one of the league's largest internal crises to date. Caitlin Clark, the golden rookie who transformed everything, is the player at the center of it all. Ratings, attendance, sponsorships, and somehow found herself embroiled in a scandal that she never requested. Because this story explains more than simply the bizarre officiating we've witnessed throughout the season, be sure to watch through to the conclusion before we get started. It reveals a far more profound aspect of the WNBA's politics, power, and instability. Before we continue, please hit the like button and be sure you subscribe. Your aid is greatly appreciated and enables us to reveal the truth behind stories like these. Let's go back to the beginning of this. An internal report appeared covertly a few weeks ago. A report that was never intended for public release. Insiders claim that as part of what was called a performance review, a number of referees were questioned. However, the revelations made during those meetings were so explosive that they couldn't be kept a secret for very long. Several officials said they were instructed to control the court's optics, according to leaked passages from that testimony. Now, manage optics, what does it even mean? To put it simply, it meant maintaining the league's reputation. Make games appear competitive. No matter how skilled a player is, don't let them control the story. And Caitlin Clark was the first player that came to mind for everyone. When you consider it, it makes logic. And the spotlight followed Caitlin everywhere she went. Areas sold out when she performed. TV ratings doubled. The league was unable to print enough jerseys to keep up with demand. However, rather of applauding this wave, an odd thing began to occur. The games became more brutal. Calls became erratic. Additionally, the whistle grew quieter as things became more tangible. Fans saw it right away. No call was made each time Caitlin drove to the rim and was struck. Play on each time she was knocked off balance. It was obvious rather than subtle. People initially believed it to be novice treatment. Every new celebrity experiences some tough treatment, don't they? However, the trend grew unavoidable as the season progressed. It's beginning to make terrifying sense now that referees are purportedly acknowledging they were instructed to maintain game balance. According to an alleged statement from one referee, certain instructions were given about maintaining parity and avoiding blowouts. We were urged to keep the merchandise safe, keep the product safe. Every whistle, every call, and every play would appear different if the product they were defending wasn't the game, but rather the league's reputation, which is why the sentence sent shivers down the spine of the fan base. At that point, the name Cathy Engelbert began to appear frequently. The WNBA Commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, is well known for her experience in business. She wasn't from the basketball world. She was from Deot. It is indisputable that she has always prioritized alliances, branding, and perception. She has contributed to the league's financial expansion. However, her leadership is currently being questioned for the wrong reasons. If these accounts are accurate, it suggests that the administration of Engelbert may have had a direct or indirect impact on officiating in order to influence how supporters view the game. That goes beyond simple manipulation. That is a betrayal of the integrity of sports. This story exists outside of courtrooms and paperwork. Therefore, let's now discuss the players. Caitlin Clark is on one side. Calm, silent, and never whining. After taking hit after hit, she drops another 30 pieces, as if nothing had happened. Conversely, athletes like A.A. Wilson and Angel Ree are vocal, sensitive, and irritated that their attention is being shared or even eclipsed. Ozzo was recently questioned about the league's shifting course and Caitlyn's increasing power. Her response was, "Some of us had to grind for years for this kind of respect, and now it feels like others get it overnight." That claim immediately went viral. It was dubbed shade by half of the internet. It was referred to as truth by the other half. Then, with cryptic remarks like, "Now y'all finally seeing how this league really works," Angel fueled the flames. What did she mean? No one is certain. However, fans are making connections once this testimony leaked. Perhaps the players were aware that something more profound was going on all along, something that put the league's commercial interests ahead of fair play. Cathy Engelbert remained silent in the interim. There were no remarks, no interviews, just silence, which naturally made everything worse. Silence doesn't appear professional when your players are fighting online and your referees are testifying. It appears guilty. Additionally, tensions are apparently high behind the scenes. According to one insider, Engelbert convened an emergency or closed-door meeting where league officials deliberated on narrative control. It was too late when Diane tried to figure out how to stop this tale from spreading. There is no turning back once the word "testify" appeared on social media. Sports pundits started to weigh in. "If this is true, it's not just a bad look," stated Stephen A. Smith on television. "The game is tarnished by it." In an attempt to get answers, fans began tagging ESPN. Podcasters started looking for other leaks. Suddenly, the WNBA's greatest PR triumph, Caitlin Clark's ascent, became its greatest PR catastrophe, because her influence became stronger the more the league attempted to subdue her. It's ironic. In an attempt to safeguard the goods, they revealed its true fragility. This is where things become even more complex. The WNBA may be dealing with more than just negative publicity if any of these testimonials turn out to be accurate, or if it is established that officials were instructed to modify their calls or control optics. A government probe into sports manipulation may result from this, because it's not simply unethical to influence referees in professional sports. It's against the law. That is not an exaggeration either. Do you recall the Tim Donaghy controversy in the NBA during the 2000s? The league's credibility was all but shattered by that one referee's involvement in gambling. Imagine it now, but in a league where women's sports are at last gaining traction. This might have disastrous consequences. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, is carrying out a routine, maintaining her composure, being silent, and allowing her game do the talking. Just concentrate, don't tweet or remark. She continues to crowd stadiums wherever she goes, averaging 28 points and 8 assists in her most recent games. Ironically, the audience cheers even more each time she's on the court, because it's now more than simply basketball. Every fan who used to watch casually is now emotionally committed. It has to do with justice. They are no longer merely supporting Caitlin. They are supporting the truth. However, let's not act as though there is only one player involved. This concerns a whole system based on outdated regulations and covert objectives that were ultimately revealed. The fire was always there, only waiting for someone to bring it out into the open, even though Caitlin was the spark. The league is currently at a turning point. Will it ignore everything in order to preserve its own reputation? Or will it at last pay attention to the fans and restore its reputation? The fact is that fans never forget. They have witnessed the clips, the hits, and the quiet, and once faith is lost, it is nearly impossible to regain. According to the most recent sources, the league's internal probe has grown. This implies that these are no longer only murmurs. This is genuine. According to reports, referees are being questioned once more. A number of significant sponsors are reportedly keeping a careful eye on developments, and some are represented by attorneys. That's corporate jargon for not wanting to be linked to a scandal. Cathy Engelbert is now fighting for more than just her reputation. She is battling for the league's financial stability. Don't be shocked if we witness resignations, reorganizations, or even the addition of outside scrutiny if things worsen. Because you know something is badly wrong when the referees, who you hired to ensure impartiality, turn against you. But despite everything going on, there is one thing that cannot be denied. Everything was altered by Caitlin Clark. Regardless of your feelings toward her, she made the league expand. And in doing so, she revealed all of its flaws. She didn't have to speak. It was clear from her